Hi guys, so today we talked about the organelles and in which cell they truly belong. So we're going to go through both animal and plant cells today to see where our organelles go. So we're going to start in the animal cell. You can see the nucleus here. This is our storehouse for genetic information. The nucleus is made up of the nuclear envelope, which is a double membrane that encloses the space around the nucleus. The nucleoid is in here as well as the DNA or chromatin, which is your genetic information. Then we have our rough endoplasmic reticulum, or rough ER. This is studied with ribosomes. The function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is to produce proteins. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the other side, and that's job is to produce lipids. It is not studded with ribosomes, therefore it produces lipids. Then we have our ribosomes. These are our protein factories. They're an active participant in the protein making process and can either be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, the nuclear envelope, or free floating in the cytoplasm as individual organelles. Then we have the mitochondria. This is commonly called the powerhouse of the cell, and that is because it is the site of cellular respiration, which makes cellular energy. A mitochondria is creating the energy or power that is running the cell. Our peroxisome, this is an organelle that is responsible for taking or making hydrogen peroxide into water, especially during the metabolic process of cellular respiration, so we can give water off as a byproduct. The Golgi apparatus right here, this is an organelle that's job is to store, package, and finish synthesizing materials that are made from the endoplasmic reticulum. It will package up its products into a vesicle that gets distributes those products throughout the rest of the cell. A vacuole is a storage place molecule that will hold on to extra things that are created by the Golgi apparatus or packaged by the Golgi apparatus, and often contain food or water particles as well. These molecules over here are called lysosomes. This organelle is responsible for digesting worn out cell parts, defending the cell against invading bacteria or viruses, and essentially cleaning up anything that is not supposed to be in the cell. The cell is very jam-packed, with the nucleus actually taking up probably closer to half of the cell itself, so the lysosomes really need to go around and clean up anything that shouldn't be there to make space for everything else. The centrosome and centriole right here, this is our rod-like structure. The whole thing is a centrosome. And these two rods are our centrioles. They are always perpendicular to one another. They have microtubules that come out of them. These three together play a very active role in cell division, especially in animals, by moving to opposite ends of the cell and using these microtubules to help anchor the other organelles and DNA during the process. Right here is a flagellum. This is the most common locomotive organelle. It is a tail-like whip that, as it whips, projects the cell to move. It is not found on every cell, but it is the most common locomotive organelle. And then the last organelle that we talked about in animal cells is the plasma membrane. This is a protective bilipid layer protein, a bilipid layer that creates the membrane around the cell. It protects the cell. It controls things that can enter and exit the cell, as well as holds everything inside, with the cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like substance that just holds all the organelles in place and prevents them from shifting too much. We then talked about plant cells, which have a lot of the same organelles that animal cells have, but they do have some differences. So you can see that plant cells have a nucleus and a nuclear envelope, DNA, rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, peroxisomes, the Golgi apparatus, vesicles, the mitochondria, and a plasma membrane, as well as lysosomes. It differs right here with the central vacuole. This is a very large vacuole that is responsible for holding water and maintaining the structure of the cell from the inside. The vacuole is so large in plants because they want to make sure that they have enough water so they don't shrivel up. And when the central vacuole shrinks, it actually is what causes plants to wilt. Additionally, we have our chloroplast right here with our thylakoids inside. So the whole thing is the chloroplast. The inside is the thylakoid. The chloroplast contains chlorophyll. This is what gives plants a green tint to them, especially during high photosynthesis seasons. The thylakoids are where photosynthesis actually takes place, are inside these stacks of thylakoids. Additionally, plant cells have a cell wall. This is a very thick and rigid structure that helps maintain shape and protection as well as communication between cells. So those are the organelles of both plants and animal cells.